Welcome to the store.
Oof. Woof. Oof.
Meow.
What's good, everybody?
What's new, pussycat?
Welcome all to the Video Store Clerks Podcast. We're joining you here again on this beautiful Tuesday evening to talk about 1994's Surviving the Game. That's right.
Woo! One of my favorite movies.
As you can see, Mike's not here. He's
in Alaska.
He's in Alaska.
He's fighting an oil company with Forrest Taft.
Oh shit!
He's fighting down, trying to bring down Michael Caine.
Oh man, I hope he makes it out okay.
Hopefully.
I mean, if you're up there with Steven Seagal, you might not make it out.
Oh, he'll make it.
No. That's Chuck Nasty. I'm Dave.
Jamming.
And we are your clerks.
We are your clerks.
Full screen clerks tonight.
Chuck
Anyway,
right.
yeah, Nasty will be back in a minute. Don't worry. You won't be stuck with us all night.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. But anyway, we're live. Join us in the chat. Hang out. Talk about this movie with an all-star cast. Surviving the Game. But before we get started with that, we will start the program as we always do with the news.
Oh, we're on TV. I got so distracted by how perfect the weather is. Sun's out, shades out to start the show here at 4 o'clock. Just when you thought the news couldn't get any cooler, the weather gods turn up the heat.
Fucking idiot.
How embarrassing for that gentleman.
Hey, check this out. All right.
All right, on with the news. We will start with this past weekend's box office. These are your domestic totals, the top 10. What do we got?
10. Number 10, we got Borderlands.
Ooh.
Doing 2.4 mil, putting it up to 14 mil in its 2-week run.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it'll be out next week.
Yeah, that's got to be the biggest bomb of 2024.
And then number 9 is Stree 2. First weekend out doing 2.6 million.
Stree?
It was like a little independent looking movie, I think.
Didn't really. Big shocker.
Wasn't for me.
Did better than Borderlands.
True, but that's not hard. Number 8, Inside Out 2 did 3.5 mil this weekend, putting its 10 weeks run to 643.
Dang. Billion dollar club.
10 weeks, still on the top 10. Fucking nuts. Number 7 is Trap. 3.5 mil as well. Only 3-week run, $36 million.
Continues to fall.
It'll be gone next week. Number 6, Despicable Me 4 is still in the theaters as well. 7 weeks run. This weekend it did 6.3, putting it up to 341.
Not bad.
Not bad. Number 5 is the re-release of Coraline. This weekend it pulled 9.6 mil, putting its total run to 97 million thus far.
You know what Coraline is?
No, I don't know what that is.
Coraline is actually a really cool movie. It's like cool animation, like it looks really good, but it's really weird about a kid that goes into another dimension where her family wears like buttons on their eyes, and they're all like, she thinks they're great at first, but they're actually kind of sinister. It's pretty cool. It's a good one, actually. Dax likes it a lot.
Weird.
I highly recommend it.
Clerks recommend.
Chuck recommend.
I haven't seen it.
If you got kids, we got no kids, so
you don't have to have kids.
There you go.
It's a good one without it. Number
4, Twisters. Chuck's favorite. This weekend doing 10 mil, putting his 5 weeks up to $240 million. And then number 3 is It Ends With Us. This weekend did 24 million, putting it up to 100 mil in the last 2 weeks. Another love story.
It's so weird. That is just such a horror movie title, though. Either that or like a Western, like a Western duel. Yeah. Like a revenge movie or something. I mean, it sounds like all the above. Sounds like all the above, just not a romance.
No. Number 2, Deadpool and the Wolverine. They dropped a spot.
Have been dethroned.
This weekend, they're at $30 million, putting its 4-week run to $550 million. I couldn't do that again. I tried.
Good time.
And number 1, taking the spot, Alien Romulus.
Bam!
42 mil this weekend, making it 46 mil with the pre-release.
Let's fucking go.
Alien Romulus. Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? I would have.
I would have.
But I'm happy about that. So that's
I'm not
good.
surprised about it. I wonder how long it'll stay there. It won't stay there long.
I say it'll probably be number 3 next week.
We'll
I
see.
say 2 or 3.
I think it'll be number 3 next week.
We'll see. Well, there's your top 10 box office films for this past weekend. Moving on to other news. See what we got. TV show icon Phil Donahue passed away yesterday, Monday, at the age of 88. Oh, that was terrible.
They kept mistaking me for Phil Donahue.
That was the worst throw ever. I'm going to do another one.
I thought
wasn't
he was
much
already
better.
Dead. I thought he was already dead. So
I mean,
I really didn't,
Yeah, like him and Leslie Nielsen had a full head of gray hair since they were like 30.
And John
Right,
Carpenter.
So you can't too. Yeah, John Carpenter.
Right.
Oh boy.
Did somebody else die too?
I probably, but I don't know.
Well, there's somebody dying right
Seems
now.
like
but,
every day somebody.
Yeah, but
Seems
there's been a couple of other. I don't know.
We're at that age where our childhood fucking peoples are falling off.
They're dropping.
Yep.
They're dropping. And more bad news. Dexter is coming back again.
Yeah.
Again. Because, yes, Dexter Original Sin will be coming out soon. And Michael C. Hall also announced that yet another Dexter series. Okay, let's see if you can guess the title. It's not Bloodline. What else would it be? Dexter.
Origin.
Oh, good guess. Resurrection.
Is it really?
I bet I should have said it's a sequel series. I bet if I would have said it's a sequel series.
If you just would have said Alien 4. I've been like, wow. They with the original series, I'm a fan of it.
Yeah,
of
me
Dexter.
too.
The last couple of seasons sucked, the original. And I think when they did the more recent one, I thought that was a good way. That was a good place to stop. And now they're gonna do what they always do and deep throat us with an overflow of things we really didn't need. And then we were puking and vomiting, and they still don't care, so they pile it on more. And now it's going out of our nose and our eyeballs. What will they come up with next?
Yes.
More dumb shit.
I will say some of the cast for Dexter Original Sin sounds interesting, as Christian Slater will be playing Dexter's dad.
Yeah. I'm curious about
Patrick
that one.
Dempsey, Reno Wilson, among Sarah Michelle Gellar, among others. I don't know. I don't
I don't like it.
I don't care.
Don't like it.
It might surprise us, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Don't like it.
What's happening, Dr. Manhattan?
What up, buddy?
In other news, Danielle Fisher, who played Topanga in Boy Meets World, show we grew up with, announced that she has breast cancer. So,
Yeah.
Sorry to hear
I heard
that.
about that this morning.
No good. No good.
How about some good news? There will not be an Acolyte season 2. Disney canceled it. Woo! God,
I don't even know what that is.
I was hoping the good news was you were just bullshitting about all the Dexter stuff.
Oh, no. It's all true. It's all true. All of it. God damn it.
You really suck.
Fuck it. Fuck these cards.
In better news, the members of The View, they all came down. Never mind. You knew what I was going with.
In other TV series news, a Poltergeist TV series is on the way. This was actually announced a year ago, and they kind of announced it, and then it's been radio silence, and now they're moving forward with it. Some of the crew has connections to Fear the Walking Dead and Supernatural. That's all that's really known.
I hope it's good. I mean, I'm okay with the Poltergeist, like, kind of thing coming back a little bit. I mean, it's a franchise that I think deserves a little bit more recognition these days. But the problem is like they do with so much stuff, they're gonna get us really excited about it, and then it's probably gonna suck. But again, I'm over here with my fingers crossed because I'm curious about that.
We'll see. Okay. Does anybody remember the fighting game Eternal Champions for Sega?
Yes, I remember the name.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's another one of those fighting. Like after Mortal Kombat came, a bunch of like random fighting games kept coming. Well, they're actually making a movie, a big budget movie out of Eternal Champions.
Interesting.
Okay, that was better. There was
a little kick with that one. I think nobody was in the way with that one.
Okay. I've kind of thrown half the news, so I'm going to give it one more go.
That was all right.
We'll end it there. All right, moving on.
First, just before them folks out there ever decide to turn us off, just make sure our buddy Mick that came up, Mick Manhattan, does a great podcast, Sneeze Psalms channel. Go check them out. Give them a subscribe. Good guys. It's fun. We'll be on there hopefully soon.
Give our fam some love. Tell them the clerk sent you.
Maybe he'll give them a discount on the merch.
Bam.
Get the merch.
Buy the shirt. All right, gentlemen. Surviving the game. I swear I rented this movie when it first came out, but I didn't remember it at all. So this is almost kind of a first viewing for me. Oh, did you check out the Crow trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that movie's going to do well.
Do you remember how I was all like trying to be positive and hopeful about it when we talked about it?
Then the trailers came out.
That trailer came out, and I went, "Oh, I'm wrong."
Each one looks worse.
Oh, dude, whatever.
I feel like I'm watching a Jared Leto Joker origin story. Right?
Don't.
Stab me in the eyes with a dagger, please.
Yes, God. I'm done.
Where's the pepper spray?
I mean, I like Skarsgård too, but I do
too. Fuck that.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm just not. It doesn't hit all the sweet spots. Didn't get my knees knocking.
Didn't tickle your taint.
Nope.
It gave me a headache.
All right, Surviving the Game. Surviving the Game was released by New Line Cinema. I'm sorry. The Crow got me all fucked up.
That'll happen.
April 15th, 1994. The film received negative reviews from critics and was a box office bomb, grossing $7.7 million against a budget of $7.4 million. That does not include advertising or distribution costs. Oh, you don't have to be sorry. It's okay. We've watched way shittier movies than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We did the garbage.
So some just recently. Yeah. There's no going lower. No lower. That bar is low, buddy.
Yeah.
You like garbage.
Well, we thought it would be a good time, but it turned out it wasn't so good.
It's like, this was a terrible idea. Why did we do this to ourselves?
Did something else.
Yeah.
Whose idea was this? But with this movie, with Surviving the Game, I will say what makes it is the cast, the characters.
Yeah.
You can almost get away with a bad script with this cast and characters that you had.
Legends in the game.
Young Ice-T, still good. I mean, he's gotten a lot better with acting or whatever. But even back then, he had that charisma, that presence. Like you could tell, this guy's gonna be a movie star.
Yeah.
And the great Charles S. Dutton, and who could forget Gary Busey?
Can't ever forget
Hey,
Gary Busey.
What about Rutger Hauer? Don't
Rutger
forget about
Hauer.
Rutger Hauer.
You calm down. We're getting there.
I was gonna save the great Rutger Hauer for last.
Fucking hobo with a shotgun.
John McKinley, F.R. Murray, Abraham, whatever.
F. Murray, Abraham.
That's it.
There you go.
I had him right, but
Always playing a dickhead like always.
Yeah, man. And he does it very well.
He's
There's a
convincing.
great Christopher Walken in this movie.
he sounds like Christopher Walken. Because Ken said that, and then after he said that, I couldn't stop hearing Christopher Walken's voice when he was talking.
Like if he's out of frame and you can hear his voice, it sounds like Walken.
I guess he kind of does have like a little bit of a Walkenism.
A Walkenism. Nice.
Speaking of Gary Busey's book, Buseyisms, you might have to buy that shit.
That's just having too much time on your hands.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Directed by Ernest Dickerson, which I recognize that name. I knew that name, but I had to look it up. And he directed a bunch of episodes of Dexter. See how we come around? Also Demon Knight. Demon Knight, Juice. He worked with Spike Lee a lot. He's done shit.
Did Bones with Snoop Dogg?
Oh, yeah.
Not the Bones.
Yeah, Bones is dope.
Yeah.
Most people hate on that movie. Kind of like Queen of the Damned, but that movie's fucking good too. I don't know.
Yeah, different movies. Totally different.
So
I can watch Bones and be entertained. I can watch Queen of the Damned and just be irritated the entire time. But the only thing that saves that movie is the fucking music. Other than that,
that is a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
it's a good one. But that movie just
I watched that movie so many times back when I lived in Pittsburgh with my boy Angel.
I've watched it more than I like to admit, man, just because of other people.
So I guess my question is, if this movie had a $7 million budget with this cast,
Yeah.
did the entire budget go to the cast?
I mean, everything was filmed on location. They didn't have sets or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, just wondered. Just wondered.
Well, they did say what, like with the inflation today, it would have been like making what, 20.9 million.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like my question is real quick. How far apart is this movie and Hard Target?
less than a year.
1 year. Mm-hmm.
Which one came first?
Hard target.
Okay. Because I don't know why I never thought about it before, but rewatching this movie, which I have seen this movie quite a bit, many times in my life, because it is a favorite of mine. It really is. I was watching it and I was going, why do I feel like Van Damme needs to come out somewhere? I was like, it's the same fucking, like, it's literally the same plot. Like,
It's
just,
you're just waiting for the diabetes guy to fucking save Ice-T.
right. But see, the thing is, I was thinking about it last night while I was rewatching it, right? And if you wanted to, you could actually put those together in some way, shape, or form.
Probably.
Like, you could put, like, Rutger Hauer, like his cousin is fucking Lance Hendrickson from Hard Target. And like, there's like some kind of, kind of like with Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, like there's like that there's this whole other, it's like the same universe, but you hear names and things that you remember in other movies and whatever. You can totally do it. You can totally, they could have totally pulled that off, but
like Hauer and Hendrickson are cousins or brothers or something.
yeah, like it just, and just simple thing like that. And that's all you would have done. But
I think they could have passed as brothers if you put them together.
Maybe.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. I mean, the thing about Hendrickson and Rutger Hauer is that both guys they can either play the nicest fucking characters, or they can play the most evilest, like the sons of bitches. I mean, Lance Henderson goes from being Bishop to being fucking, we'll just say the guy from Hard Target right now because we're talking. Jesse from fucking Near Dark. You know what I mean? Like, and then Rutger Hauer was, Blind Fury. Remember, he was the blind ninja guy, and he was super nice and all that shit. And then you have him in something like The Hitcher or this movie. Like they're both of them are two of my favorite actors. And
yeah,
You know, Rutger Hauer, rest in peace. Because The Hitcher's one of my favorite movies too.
Split Second.
That's a good one.
I love that movie.
Yeah. But no, when I first saw this, I want to say that my stepdad had the VHS of it. And I was just borrowing his movies from the living room or some shit. I don't remember. But like, he was the one that introduced me to Trespass. Remember that one with Ice-T? I think Ice Cube's in that one too, and a couple other people and shit or whatever.
It was like his fourth movie.
Yeah, like so, like I was early teens, like when I got in this movie. Like I don't know, when I first saw this movie, I watched it like had to be like 5 or 6 times a week. Just I love the whole idea of it. I like the whole idea of like the chase, the hunt, the whole thing about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way that they do it is just so evil. I mean, in Hard Target, that was something else I was doing while I was watching. I was going through and comparing Hard Target, all that shit. And with Hard Target, it was homeless people, but it was like basically just getting everything they could out of them. You know what I mean? And then they would hunt them and whatever the fuck. And they always had a money pouch. They at least gave them a chance to have a money pouch to at least, whatever the fuck, even though it was damn near impossible. And in Surviving the Game, it wasn't a obvious, oh, you're a piece of shit, who's feeding off of fucking homeless people. You're a guy who is posing. You're a dude playing another dude.
He even said that. He was like, man, we should do Tropic Thunder one day. And I'm like, I don't know if we can.
I don't know, right?
You like doing Blazing Saddles or something. It just,
but like no, like he's posing as this guy who cares and all this shit or whatever, and he's like doing the soup kitchen stuff and all that. And like when I first saw this movie, like I had no idea of anything. So like when you're first watching this movie, like it is kind of like, wow, shit, he really is a piece of shit. These guys, like something's up, and like you figure out stuff when it's actually going, like, when he's actually on his way, with them and all that shit. There was another point I was going to make too. I don't remember. Somebody else talk.
All right.
And oh yes, the dinner scene. Gary Busey's monologue.
Well,
one of the greatest.
Oh, good.
What's fucked up though is like the dude working at the mission, Charles S. Dutton, is the one that sets him up to be hunted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like it's so fucked up though. Like it's like, I'm a guy from God. We're gonna go kill you this weekend, so come fucking hang out.
Hey, you want a job?
That's what I was trying to. That was the point I was trying to make, was the fact that like it was so sinister. In Hard Target, you knew the guys were pieces of shit. Everybody knew these guys were pieces of shit. In this one, it was a complete like facade.
Yeah, you think he's about to get a good job.
Yeah,
things about to look up for him, but they look way down.
But man, after you've seen this movie a bunch and you go back and you pay attention to certain things, you're like, oh, like when they're sitting at the dinner scene and they're sitting there and he's talking about the pig, and Dutton's like, oh yeah, no, I just, because they were like, well, how do you know how to pick them out so good? And he's like, oh, he's just sitting there staring at like Ice-T or whatever. He's like, oh, you just know there's something about this one that just seemed, and it was just like, oh, he's talking about Ice-T. Like I don't know. I just always thought it was just this kind of. It's one of those. It's one of those things I love about this movie. Is like when you go back, you figure out more things. You're like, oh, all these hints are all over the place. It's such a sinister movie. It really is. And what you're going to talk about, Gary Busey's fucking monologue is probably one of the best ones. That's always stuck with me. It's so good, and it was Gary Busey at his best. Like, and I don't mean that in his embarrassing best, but I mean like at his best as an actor. Like he was unhinged. He was creepy. He was brutal. Like, yeah, no, it was perfect. It was great.
Well, he actually wrote that shit himself.
Okay, goes back to the psycho part.
And apparently Rutger Hauer was pissed about it because he didn't want him to steal his spotlight or whatever. So at the end of his speech, he said, "Bullshit." But then the director liked it, so he kept it in there, and they cut the bullshit line out.
That's funny. So I wonder if Rutger Hauer and Gary Busey had issues Like,
I don't know. I mean, after watching some shit we were watching with Gary Busey, I think everybody had issues with Gary Busey. I fucking loved him, man. He's fucking great. National treasure.
Rutger Hauer, he always kind of has come off as like, it's those eyes of his, man.
Yeah,
it's his eyes and that weird fucking that twisted smile of his. You know what I mean? Like he just, oh, dude, like he was one of the greatest too. But like I could totally see him being like pissed off because Gary Busey would steal the spotlight. He just comes off like as he would be that arrogant guy that's like, hey, it's all about me. What are you doing? You know?
Well, because he was kind of giving a speech before that shit happened. So I mean, I guess he just didn't want to steal that moment from him or whatever. But yeah,
Right,
like, it was fucking great though.
Full Busey. He seems like one of those people that we've all probably met in our life that if you're around him for too long, you fucking snap.
Probably. I would say yes.
Like he just rubs everybody the wrong
You can
way.
only take Busey in small doses.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a half hour a month is fine.
Man, can I get one of them cigarettes? Add the whole pack. And he's like, well, I just want one. Well, then I go waste. Got the pack right here. I don't know. There's something about that entire scene that just I love it. I don't know. It's just like it's just there's such they're picking on him without picking on him, and he's just not. He knows there's something kind of weird, but he's not really thinking anything. He just thinks they're all getting like drinking and whatever the fuck. And the way they wake him up the next morning, God, that's what gets me. It's like nobody likes being woken up in a horrible fucking manner at all. But like being woken up and like having a gun in your face and then having a group of guys like saying, look, you've got until we get finished eating this dinner or eating this breakfast and then we're coming for you. And it's like, oh shit. Well, this all makes sense now. I'm like, oh, it's so good. It's just,
I'm not getting paid for this.
Burns.
What I like too about right after Gary Busey's speech about his birthmark or scar or whatever.
Yeah, this is birthmark.
Ice-T Mason leads in and is like, "Do your patients know about it?" Nope. He just says no.
But you do.
Yeah.
It's
like, God, man. I didn't know that Busey wrote that. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, I like, me and Dave were talking too about like how fucking like serious John C. McGinley was. Fucking just,
oh my God.
He just wanted to kill him straight out the gate and he just kept staring at him.
I think, yeah, he just, that McGinley stare, like, I can't do it at all. I can't do it. But
yeah,
I think he might have been my favorite.
I felt he was one that I really hated to see die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, he was led to believe, like, they were all led to believe just because Mason never really was clear on how his wife and kid died. And so they always thought he was just some vicious, homeless, you know, murderer or whatever the fuck. And the whole scene in the cave, and then he lets him go and all that shit. Like, I knew right then, like, when I originally saw this movie, I was like, oh, they're going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what, are you going to shoot me in the back?
Yep.
He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And then he turns around and he goes, I lied. And then it's just, oh man, there's so many great moments in this fucking movie. There really are. It's the perfect like action thriller.
Yeah, it's fun.
Know? It is. It's a really fun movie. There's a lot that I have questions about and always have, but
it's a pretty fast paced movie though.
Yeah, it goes by quick.
Like it's 94 minutes of quickness.
Mm-hmm.
Like the beginning of it, whenever they're like in the city and shit before he gets picked up and goes on the trip's a little slow, but you got to have that little bit of backstory.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense. But
no, they did real good with the backstory on that.
Yeah, because they filmed a lot of it in Washington. They said I was looking at shit, and it was saying the only two like establishing shots they have of why they're in actually Seattle are actually like establishing shots of Philadelphia.
Fuck it.
And they filmed the whole thing in Washington.
Nobody will notice.
Which I was like, okay. We're going to go from one side of the country to the other.
Well, it's like that show Justified. Like, there's a lot that's supposed to take place in my neck of the woods. And some of it, I'm like, all right, I guess that's believable. But, like, they showed, like, Lexington, Kentucky, and they were showing the the courthouse and stuff, and it wasn't, you know. And I was like, wow, what a way to fucking make us look better than we really are. They made that play because it was really like filmed in some, I don't know, it wasn't in the South, but it was some big giant, like nice ass fucking building and all that. And it's like, no, that's not what we have here. I don't know. Yeah. It's weird. They always do that shit though. They always go to different places or whatever.
All right, let's see this comment. I haven't seen this movie in a while. I am reading the synopsis and it just says Ice-T is a homeless man. Did we miss something where he may have been a military veteran? They said he was a mechanic.
Yeah, he explains to John C. McGinley that he was a mechanic and his building they lived in was faulty wiring and shit, and he kept bringing it up, but nothing was ever done. So then his son and kids died in a fire.
Yeah.
Did he
and then after that, he just said, fuck it.
Was it one kid or did he have
I thought he
more
had
than one kid?
Did
he say kids?
Kids.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just one, too. Either way, he had a wife and a kid. They died.
Yeah. So then he said, fuck it, and lived on the street. And he got burnt in the fire, too, because they show him with his shirt off, and he has that fucking nasty-ass scar down his back.
Yeah.
Whenever he's, like, trimming his dreads up.
Yeah. What's really funny is I was watching Ice-T smoke a cigarette. You know why? Because if you pay attention, he's not actually smoking a cigarette, and especially the way he's smoking. Because he's never been a cigarette smoker. So it's like just, I guess, because, you know, homeless people, whatever, you just picking up butts and shit. But like when he's like in the car, you know, in the Jeep or whatever it is with Rucker Howard, he's smoking a cigarette. The way he doesn't know how to hold it at first when he's like smoking it. It's just, I don't know, there's something like awkward about it. And I don't know. And every time he puts a cigarette in his mouth and he lights it, he doesn't. And then one time he does hit it, and it's like, oh, he's smoking it like a cigar. Like, I don't know. Stupid shit like that just made me.
I did not inhale.
Right.
The kills. Except for what was it, Burns. I felt like they died in the wrong order. Because Gary Busey died first, and was Charles S. Dutton after that? No, McGinley was after that.
Yeah.
And then Charles S. Dutton.
Yeah. That's when they were all like real serious about killing him then. They were already serious about it, but
then the kid.
And the kid.
Oh, that fucking dad. Like, I get it. I couldn't imagine being in a spot where it's like, oh, my dad wants to show me how to kill people. That's great.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think you'd have a conversation with your kid first, just to see how he feels in a situation like this?
He goes,
thrown into the wolves.
Yeah, you're like just like your mother.
Like if you knew he acts like his mom, why would you think he'd want to go kill people?
Exactly.
Trying to make him a man. Like, go take him actually hunting first.
Yeah, he was very
obnoxious. Just because he likes killing animals doesn't mean he wants to kill a human.
Right. But just like every time he would like you just wanted to punch him.
Yeah.
But when he died, like I was like, oh, that's sad. Okay, we can move on now.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I kind of didn't care.
You're just like, good. No. He's not going to cry anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I thought at first I thought the kid was going to end up helping Mason in the end because I kind of thought that's what was going to happen, but the kid just seems so out of place with all those other actors.
Oh, should have been Corey Feldman.
That would have been awesome.
It should have been Feldman. That's a shirt. Just saying.
Hashtag it should have been Feldman.
Should have been Feldman.
Don't get that trending.
It's horrible. Just kidding.
At least somebody like more known. Like that kid was a nobody.
Yeah, he's been. I can't remember what else he was in.
He was in that Fox TV movie, Doing Time on Maple Drive.
I don't even know what the fuck.
Which I've never seen, but because back in the day they showed previews for that all the time, like around the clock.
I have no idea what that is. He was in like it wasn't Point Break. He was like a surfer dude, or he was
he looks like a surfer dude,
or a skateboarder or something. Like I don't think he was in Gleam in the Cube.
No,
might have been. I don't know, but he was in one of those kind of movies,
like that BMX movie.
BMX movie.
Yeah, I forget what that shit was called. It was pretty much like Gleam in the Cube and all them other
shits.
Oh,
he was in Copycat. That might be
Okay.
what I'm thinking of.
I haven't seen that since probably the first time.
I got that on VHS. That's a good one. I need to go back and rewatch that one sometime. It's a good one.
Dream a Little Dream.
Yeah, that's the BMX movie.
That
Rad.
Okay. I've never seen it. Dream a Little Dream. I watched I watched that after one of our podcasts because it came on for free on YouTube one night. I hadn't seen that movie since I was a kid. I was like, wow, this movie's bad.
You definitely surprised me whenever you were like, I'm watching Dream a Little Dream. I was like, well, that's weird.
No,
I
you're
never
not.
thot I'd hear them words come out of your mouth.
When I was a kid, I had such a crush on that main chick. Like, I don't know. Not so much when I got older, but
I don't even remember what she looked like. Was it the chick from like Mannequin? Mannequin 2?
I haven't seen Mannequin 2.
I don't remember.
The chick from License to Drive?
No.
Mercedes?
I don't remember.
No. This was another chick with I think did she have a car name too? I don't know. Who knows? Those crazy Corys.
Ones that have car names or drink names or strippers.
Well, don't ever date that, or be wary with names like that and names like Hope, Faith, Fate,
Destiny.
Destiny. I know a few Destinies. Sorry, it's true. Yeah, I've had dealings with every type of them, and it's just be wary. Moving on.
All right.
Canceled. Shit.
It took a turn.
So I have a question about the ending. How did he get out of there?
That's
How did he get out of there?
Well, okay,
and track him down.
let's back up. Let's back up here because I know there's questions. There's questions. So let's
I have
back
questions.
up. 'Cause we need to start first with the Gary Busey death. Okay. They're all up front. Okay. Minus old Abraham Murray, whatever his fucking name is. He's stuck in the thing, whatever the fuck. Gary Busey comes running out the back, tackles his ass. They start fighting. Yeah. Nobody hears it. Nobody hears this fucking scuffle. Nobody even bothers to go around to the back.
Hey,
I don't as
Mike
professional
back there.
as professional as these guys were, I feel like that was a big mistake on their part. They should have already had somebody around back. I don't know. That was kind of stupid. That was a
2x2 formation.
Yeah, like that to me was kind of stupid. And I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. There was something else. Oh, so before that happens, and Ice-T, well, okay, but like when they're chasing after him, and then all of a sudden, that Rutger Hauer is like, no one's ever done this before, and then like Charles S. Dutton looks at me, he's like, nope,
Back to the cabin.
Back to and it's like, how did you all even come up with that one? Like what? Just right then, he happens to be on his way. Like I don't know, but but that whole scene is great though. But it also is he breaks it because Mason goes back to the cabin. He busts in that door, thinks he's gonna find weapons, and instead he finds severed heads. And of course, there's a spot right there for his. And he starts, he wants to catch it all on fire and all this shit, and he uses the gas for the helicopter or for the airplane. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a lot of gas. I don't know how much gas they had. I don't know how many canisters they had or whatever, but he had 2 whole canisters of gas and threw it all over the place. How the hell was he expecting to get out of there? This goes back
Actually,
to
the gas would have been for the ATVs and the 4-wheelers or the dirt bikes and shit.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Not the
But okay, that answers that a little bit. But still, I would. There would have been other ways about it. I mean, would you catch the place on fire, or would you try to like hold it down until you could figure out something? Because I would always see a place like that to be like where, like in a video game, you run back to that to whatever
save.
Yeah,
save point. Yeah.
I'm gonna start over here now. But yeah, there was something else that I'm drawing a blank on. But yeah, no, we can totally go to that now though, because that has been a question in my head since I was a kid.
Yeah.
How the hell did he get back? He was a dirty fucking mess when he shows up at the end, but like, because he wasn't in the airplane.
I thought he was in the airplane. That's what I thought.
No.
I
So
thought.
he
I mean,
just-
I thought he was in the airplane that Rutger Hauer left.
Oh.
He was laying down in the back or something, and he was just waiting to get a ride home, and then he was going to pop out and like slit his throat or something.
Because I mean, they didn't show anything like him being in the airplane, did they? No, I didn't
Uh-uh.
think so. So like, they kind of lead you to believe that because if he was hiding in
Grabbed
the
a little wheel
airplane,
and fucking held on the whole time.
that would be. If that's what he did, I have another question. How are you in one piece? And how did you not fall off? But like, yeah, like so they had to take an airplane there. So did he just? I don't know. Because it was like what 3 days later.
Yeah,
When-
3 days,
And
and he
had-
tracked him down in the city of Seattle / Philadelphia, whatever.
You think he took a nap? I mean, you think he took a nap? Maybe like I don't know, took a garbage break. I don't know. You know, I mean, like you have to have something because he was pretty worn out after he took care of old Burns. But how would you have the energy after 3 days to do all that shit? And I don't know.
He took an Uber.
If they remade the movie today, he would just Uber back.
But he's homeless, so he doesn't have any money.
And he didn't get paid.
Although there $20 will get you a night in a hotel,
Yeah.
and it'll
Bottle of
also get you
vino
a bag full of
and
stuff. Yeah. God. Yeah. I saw that and I was like $20, and
I'll be in the
then I was
best
thinking of the
hotel
time
around.
period. Well, I mean, because like cigarettes, you know, I used to be able to get 2 packs of cigarettes with $5.
Yeah, I mean, the cigarettes he was smoking was like, I think he had Lucky Strikes, right?
Lucky Strikes, yeah.
So, I mean, that was back then. It'd be
Yeah.
like
How
$2
much?
a pack, maybe not even like $1.60.
Now they're now they came back out and they're cheaper. But if you wanted the OGs without the filter and shit, those were a little pricier for a minute. I used to smoke those, but
I mean, you figure it's less than $2.
yeah,
Like back
But,
then,
yeah.
like, most of the cigarettes were like, I don't know, like Newports were under $2 back then. So that just goes to show you.
but he goes in the hotel and the guy's like, "Who'd you rob?"
And he's yelling at him. He keeps yelling at him when he even still gets into his room.
You better
wash
wash
your
ass.
You better wash your dirty ass.
Told him to give him one with a room with a TV, and the TV doesn't even work.
Yeah.
I've
He
stayed
shaves
I've stayed in little shitty hotels like that before.
Then he cuts his hair and shaves with a fucking just straight up razor blade.
Yeah, he does a real good job too. I don't know.
Yeah, he cleaned that shit up nice. Just a straight
Yeah.
razor blade.
Ridiculous.
How?
Movie magic. It was in the
Right.
script.
I've always liked this movie though. Like I don't know how
Mm.
the fan base. I don't know what the actual fan base is like now, but I mean, I've always dug this movie.
Yeah, I could see how it maybe struggled to find an audience back then in '94.
Yeah.
I could see why.
This would be welcome today,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's still a cool movie. I mean, and like I said, with that cast and those characters, you can have. I don't want to say all the plot holes you want, but you can have plot holes and get away with it. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, we talked about there are definitely, you know, when it comes to fun movies, that is one thing you're probably always going to find. There's going to be a couple of indiscrepancies, things that don't make sense. But the movie and the characters and the cast and all that stuff, if the plot is good enough to where it doesn't separate, like, okay, well, they fucked up there, blah, blah. And like, you're not just, you know, and you're still having a good time watching it, it's a good movie. You know, like my whole life, I've wondered the same thing. How the fuck did he get back? What did he do? Did he take a break? Did he take a nap? I don't know. But you know what? I kind of still don't give a shit. I'm just like, hey, it's still kind of cool he came back. And I always loved the fact that how Rutger Hauer got taken care of because of the thing that his buddy told him at the beginning of the movie about guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yep.
It was vital information.
Yes.
Hey,
I love how
Bart,
Rutger Hauer's fucking dressed up like a Russian priest. With a fucking gun in his bag.
So
he's-
does he just go around and take people's money to take them on these trips?
yeah, that's what I'm gathering. But I think that the way it looked is that he had been in that same spot for a while because where him and Dutton had this whole thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they ever had issues with a contestant before, to where it had to be an issue to where he's like, well, I got to pack up and fucking go. Because he's sitting there dying and everything, and like old dude's wife and and guy's moms. I was like, I haven't heard from my husband or my son for days. Like, can you please like, and he's just like stone cold, just listening to it, ignoring it. I'm like, oh man, Rutger Hauer's just
he's different.
He's always one of my favorites. He's a sinister fucking. He was a sinister fucking actor. He made you believe that he was a fucking psychopath in just about anything he was in. This movie and Hitcher, I think, are two of his most just hateful roles.
And that's it. They make you believe it. And I think everyone in this cast, except for the kid, does it in such a way that you believe it.
Forgot.
Oh, Blade Runner, duh. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't forget about Blade Runner. I haven't watched. I'll be perfectly honest. I haven't watched Blade Runner maybe once or twice when I was a kid.
I haven't watched that in a long time. I mean, I think the last time I watched it was whenever the remake came out.
I need to sit down
or whatever the fuck you wanted to call it.
It's a good one. I just don't remember much about it. I do know that Rutger Hauer was awesome in it though.
Yeah. It was funny because I pictured his face and I was like, what the fuck movie was that from? And that's what it was from.
With the blonde hair.
Good.
Like uber blonde hair. Yeah. Do you remember Blind Fury though? Do you remember that movie?
I don't.
Oh god. We should do that sometime because that would be interesting to go back and find. So ridiculous. A blind ninja.
Sold.
Sounds right.
And it's so classic, not like 80s movie. Like there's a whole cafe scene. And it's great.
Cafe 80s?
Like, it was like late 80s, early 90s, I think.
These boards don't work on water.
But it's like, bad guys come into a cafe, poor guys eating, they don't leave him alone. He gets up and kicks all their asses, except he's got a sword as a cane and he's blind. As a kid, I thought that was the greatest fucking movie in the world. I
might have to watch that tonight.
It's a good one.
That sounds good.
It sounds familiar.
Let's remember that one. We might come back.
It sounds familiar.
Because I was always a big Daredevil fan as a kid, and I was like, oh shit, the guy's blind, he kicks ass, and he's Daredevil. I'm down. Then I watched like Hitcher, and I was like, he's an evil son of a bitch.
This fucking guy.
Which fucking guy?
What was the favorite kills in this? You think? I don't know. I like Charles Dutton, even though he wasn't killed by Ice-T.
No, that was a pretty brutal kill, though.
Yeah, he gets blown up on the bike and loses his fucking legs, and he's talking about going to go find the new pig.
Well, he's like, where Rutger Hauer is just like,
it's time.
Put you to sleep now. It just
it's like, all right.
Oh man, I don't know.
Then you just hear him gurgling, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That was a pretty brutal kill. But there's not really. That's the thing. This isn't really like the kills aren't anything crazy.
No.
I
mean, the one kid just falls off a log.
Dad.
Right. And you're like,
you're just like, good.
Finally.
It was kind of like watching House by the Cemetery. You're just like, fucking somebody kill Bob.
Yeah.
Daddy, mommy, shut the fuck up, kid. I think this guy's more annoying than Bob. I might say that. He's just always yelling and just always like, Dad. I don't know. The whole time watching this movie, I'm like, oh my god, when is he dying? Coming up? Okay. Yeah, but no, I would say that the one with Rutger Hauer puts out Dutton's lights, finishes him off. That was pretty good. Wow, that's a sentence I never want to say ever again. But no, the Rutger Hauer getting it with the barrel, the trick barrel, stuff shoved in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty. That was a good one. It was a good end to it, I thought. But like, the one question that I had rewatching it, because it has been a couple of years since I've watched it, but I have watched this movie an awful lot. But as a kid, I had the same question. I was like, well, what's Mason do now? As a kid, I was screaming for a part 2. I want to know what the fuck happened to Mason. Like, just another, like, did he just continue being a homeless guy?
He becomes a tour guide.
He becomes a hunter. Then locates another bunch of rich guys that are doing the same thing. So he has to go take care of them too. And basically it's kind of like Death Wish. But not with Charles Bronson. With Ice-T, bitch.
Ice-T's fucking dope.
Oh, yeah.
What? This is probably what, like his 10th film?
Like his 4th.
Fifth?
No.
5th film.
Something like that.
Yeah, because he did Break Into, New Jack City, Trespass, and Ricochet.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
I need to give Trespass another watch too. That's a good one. So you don't hear about it much. I'm always a fan of movies with Ice-T in it. He just always has that charisma. He's just always like a badass.
Yeah, like he gets your attention and he keeps you. He just has that, like, he almost should have been a wrestler or a politician.
I
mean, he's a pimp.
Wait, they said after this movie came out or whatever, that's
what some politicians are.
After this movie is whenever Body Count wrote that song "Surviving the Game," but it wasn't technically about this movie.
Right. Body Count. You want to talk about a band that's just gotten better through time? That band. If anybody has not listened to Ice-T, like, I'm not a fan of Ice-T's rap. I'm not. I don't like his style. Some of it's okay, but like, I'm not. When my stepfather brought me Original Gangsta, Freedom of Speech, Just Watch Your Fucking Mouth, or whatever. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool, And then he brought me Body Count. He had 2 Body Count CDs. I still got them, and one of them was the infamous Cop Killer, and it still had it on the back of it. And my stepdad told me that when he got it, at the time, it was when like all that shit was going on over it. Charlton Heston was on TV, like wrong, like reading the words like of the song wrongly. I mean, it was wrongly a word. I don't know, whatever. Reading it like it didn't sound right. Whatever, wrong words. So they had to sell it behind the counter at places, and I think he said it was a disc jockey that he bought it at or whatever. But it came in a body bag. The CD did.
That's pretty dope.
That's how they had to cover it up. But after they ended up just taking it off the CD. So like,
he got sued for that
anymore. Oh yeah, which is why, like, if I ever met, I was saying this last night to myself because I'm alone. If I ever got a chance to meet Ice-T, I would just be like, hey, I've got one of these. I would love to have like his autograph, like right next to fucking Cop Killer.
What's crazy? He did all that shit while he was with Warner Brothers.
He's a tough ass man. People don't realize like he's
he
still
did, the Colors song. That's just dope.
Like, man, they've just gotten heavier. Body Count's a good band. If you like heavy music and you like Ice-T, go check it out. No, it's not rap rock. It's hard. It's hardcore
on its own.
Yeah, it's badass too. They've gone through so many different members. Most of them have been killed or whatever the fuck, but some of the OGs are still in. And that band's just gotten heavy as fuck. They're good shit. I highly recommend them. Well, that's it. No.
Oh, sorry.
He's looking for some shit.
I'm looking for some shit. Because the Rotten Tomatoes score currently holds a 32% approval rating based on 19 reviews. Only 19. We should jump in there and
bump it up.
Yeah, bump that up. With an average rating of 4.6 out of 10. I wouldn't give it nearly that low.
No, this is definitely a 7, in my opinion. Just entertaining all the way through.
If we're going like,
it's entertaining.
Yeah.
If we're going through 1 through 10.
Isn't that all you want, to be entertained, right?
Yeah, man. It's the same reason why I like Hard Target. I like that kind of like, a movie that has a decent little plot, But again, this one also goes down to like everybody that's in it too. I mean, you realize like
great.
You realize who these people are. Like you hear how they act, or you see how they act, you hear how they talk, all this shit. So you automatically, really quickly, know each one of these people and their mindsets. You know what I mean? And it's I don't know. A lot of movies don't do that, especially because like it's slow for a second at the beginning, and then it goes boom. Because like it gives you like a little bit of a backstory to where you know enough about Ice-T and his situation. Then you go over to all this shit, and then they pretty much tell you everything without boring you. And then not many movies have that, and I dig it. I don't know. I'd probably almost give this movie an 8. I never have a problem with it if it's on somewhere, or if I'm just like, I want to watch something that's a little. There are those occasions where I'm like, I want to watch an Ice-T movie, and I always it does happen.
Never like it was on back whenever it came out and shit, and then like once it started being on like HBO and shit, like it was on all the fucking time.
It was on TV.
I watched the shit out of this movie whenever I was a kid. It was always on TV somewhere.
Oh yeah. And
then I bought it on DVD, but I don't know where it's at. Someone got it.
I've got like 2 VHSs of it.
It just sucked because it had one of them shitty ass like flip cardboard fucking plastic type cover shit.
Oh, the cheapo,
yeah.
I had a copy of The Shining that had that, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
A lot of the Kubrick shit came out that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got that too. I always hated it. I'm glad that you don't really find that anymore when you're buying like.
Now all I buy are the fucking metal book Blu-rays and shit.
Yeah,
if it's not in a book, I won't buy it.
Yeah, I kind of if I'm actually gonna spend money on a DVD, it better be something real special. It better be a movie that I can't find anywhere on streaming. It better have like all kinds of like bonus material and all this shit. Like, dude, kind of going off topic here, my bad. But like going to the mall, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago. I was looking for Fulci stuff, and they had House by the Cemetery and New York Ripper. They were both $100 a piece.
That's crazy.
I was like, I mean, there was all kinds of special features and all this kind of shit. And I'm like, $100 for a fucking DVD at the mall? Eat my ass. I'm gonna go. I went with the $10 3 movie deal of the Feast movies, and I think that was a much better buy. Like, I mean,
those are entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Fulci movies, but I'm not paying a fucking $100 for them.
No,
got them on Amazon for like $5 a piece.
Perfect. Everything I usually buy anymore has to come in a metal tin, unless it's like got like a special place in my heart, like the Last Dragon and shit like that doesn't have a tin book.
Word. I think that more. I think what they need to start doing, because some people have done this. I know that Quentin Tarantino did it with the re-release of Pulp Fiction, I think, or Reservoir Dogs 1. But like there was a time where occasionally movies would come with T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
I think if more DVD specials or whatever came out with like T-shirts or koozies or something, they would probably have better, like more sales. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like. Oh, $50. Well, it comes with a pretty sweet shirt. The design's pretty wicked. I gotta get it.
Right.
Sells me immediately. You got 2 new like documentary special features. I don't give a fuck. Give me a koozie. Although I do like the special features, but whatever.
Were there any special features on this DVD? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I just wondered.
I think they had like interviews with the actors or whatever, but that was about it. I don't think there was like a commentary or anything.
I wouldn't have said there was a commentary, but I could be wrong on that. Because I've got it on DVD. The more I'm thinking about it, because you're talking about it's in the flip case. Because I think it's in the flip case too. Yeah,
it's one of the cardboard plastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do. I guess I've got it on VHS a bunch, but I'm pretty sure I got it on DVD too. I got so many fucking DVDs. It's fucking stupid.
And one of the worst ones was, remember how some of them had those tabs?
Oh, I would rip them off.
Yeah, that was annoying too.
What was the point? If it still snaps, fuck off.
Stupid.
Anyway, random thought.
We have those.
So there we go. Surviving the game, everybody. Any final thoughts? I mean, this movie it's just fast paced. It's entertaining. it has.
It's a good movie.
We have questions. There's holes, but it's one of those movies that you don't care.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good
You don't
action
care.
film.
You can just chill out and watch this movie from beginning to end and be entertained. That's it.
All the characters are fun,
Yeah.
And
except for that kid.
yeah, except for the kid, you
the
got
kid.
an A+ cast in this movie. A plus
even,
plus.
Even Ice-T's little homeless buddy, like the old man, like
Yeah.
you rooted for him.
I've seen him on other stuff, and I could never remember where I
I recognized him too, but I couldn't place it neither.
Yeah.
But
I always played grandpa or something.
and everything moves quick. I mean, Ice-T loses a lot at the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
right after the credits. And
Yeah.
I hated that scene.
I even
had to
warned
turn
Dave.
away.
I was like, by the way, there's a scene in here where a dog gets hit by a car, and he's like, "Fuck." He's like, now I know I haven't watched this movie since I watched it the first time.
I wonder if that's
Yeah.
what happened, because I swear I could have sworn I rented this movie when it came out on video, but maybe that's what happened. But I knew as soon as I saw the dog, I was like, fuck. I got on my phone and I just looked away. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You don't even really see it because they're like showing you the pre-hunt and the opening sequence with the other guy that they were killing.
That was a
So
much
like
better.
you see Howard take a shot, then all of a sudden you hear the dog like cry because the car.
Yeah.
came by.
I don't know. That might be worse because then it's in my
Yeah, they make you
imagination.
think that the dog got shot, but it didn't.
I would have to say that when it comes down to again with the cast, Rutger Hauer, Charles S. Dutton, they work really like you believe they're like old buddies doing this shit together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it would have been cool to see them in another movie where they were working side by side or some shit. Really good chemistry with those two. Good movie though. 100%. One of my favorite movies. If you want a good time and you want those moments where you get your heart racing a little bit, it's got those moments. It's good shit. You know?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Real fun.
Yeah, that's it. So I mean,
Watch it.
the worst thing I have to say is just the question, especially the ending. But that's it.
It's
can't give this any shit.
If you're watching this, I assume you've seen it, but if you don't really remember it, rewatch it. You won't be mad.
Oh yeah. And
It's
then
only
watch
what,
Hard Target.
Yeah, and
Then
Hard
watch-
Target.
Then
Compare.
watch Hard Target and compare and contrast. Yeah. Because it's really kind of crazy when you actually think about it.
I wonder if I am thinking about Hard Target because I was a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. Fuck, I don't know. Fuck it.
I love that movie too, though. So whatever. I look past Jean-Claude's hair.
That was
I
when he
had,
had the
I
rubber
had
mullet.
that hair. I had that hair as a kid when I saw that movie.
Fucking super mullet.
I had the waves on the side of my head. I had it was like all wavy in the back. Yeah. There's pictures of it. If I can find them, I'll show you.
those.
I want to see those
You
pictures.
got to put that on your next book.
Put it right there on the sleeve.
Free bookmark with Chuck
Yeah.
Nasty and have that picture be on there.
Shit. Horrible.
That'd be great, man. Well, there it is. Surviving the game.
Surviving the game.
Yeah, if you missed this one, check it out. Your clerks do recommend it. Thumbs up.
Hollywood.
Definitely.
2 thumbs right up your ass. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Two thumbs.
And don't forget to wash your dirty ass.
Wash it.
Before we go, it is time for our random clip of the week. Let's see what we got this week.
What's here?
Woo!
Facile sotto, dottore.
Medio?
Okay.
What movie's that? And that's John Lithgow, but like what was that?
What the hell did we just see?
Buckaroo Banzai.
I don't think I've ever seen
I've
that.
never seen it.
Starring Peter Weller.
Yeah, I know he's in it, but that's all I know about that movie.
Peter Weller.
RoboCop.
RoboCop. Yeah, okay. I almost said Inspector Clouseau, but that's Sellers. Peter Sellers.
Wrong
Yeah.
Peter.
Peter.
Inspector
Peter's gone.
Clouseau.
Oh my God. The Mountain Dew's kicking in, so we better run the ad.
Run it.
You know him from Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat, Nasty Nation, Graveyard Talk, and the Video Store Clerks Podcast. He is the creator of Stoner Gore,
Please buy
Chuck
my product.
Nasty. And if you have a craving for extreme horror, the following titles may interest you. Thirsty. Sludge.
Yummy.
House of Flesh. Going to Hell. Fresh
Yep.
Kills. All available now in Kindle and paperback, only at Amazon.com.
And don't forget Erotic Gore. Oh, yeah.
And then here soon, Lot Lizard Stew's coming out real soon, taking care of some last little things, and Unveiling Nightmares. We'll have that out here, hopefully within the next week or so. I'm not gonna. I don't have time to get them before con, so I won't have them at TBR Con. But I'll have titles of everything else. So yeah, I got a box right over here ready for it. So
Oh yeah, you a busy
hell
man.
yeah.
Busy. It's a busy little beaver.
I know.
Nice beaver.
Huh?
That reminds me though. Has anybody heard from Mike?
Not since today.
Yep.
Or yesterday.
Uh-oh. Well, I hope he's okay. Well, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we're going to stay in 94 and do a little Speed. We're not going to do Speed. We're going to watch the movie Speed
Oh, well,
with Keanu Reeves.
Okay, I'm ready for this fucking movie, man.
Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, Dennis Hopper.
great.
Jeff
movie.
Daniels.
Yeah,
Don't
Jeff
leave out,
Daniels.
don't leave out the Daniels.
Can't forget him.
No. I remember my dad when Dumb and Dumber came out. My dad was like, we finally have a Daniels up there on the screen, and he's in this movie.
Dumb and Dumber. That's great. All right. We're getting out of here. We're going to close up the store for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We are your video store clerks. Uh-oh.
Oh.
One more comment. When you watch movies like Saw and Hostel, do you have the same sympathy for the victims like you did for the Ice-T character? If not, what would be the difference in how a character gains your interest in a movie?
Oh, I got this one.
Okay.
Okay, so in movies like Saw and Hostel, the characters that are being put through all this stuff, you hate them.
Usually.
I can't stand, because usually either they make the characters really obnoxious and annoying to where you don't like them, or they make them so bad of people that you really don't give a shit. And a lot of the Saw movies, a lot of those people are, that's the whole thing. They've all done bad. So we're over here cheering when they're being ripped apart and all this other shit. I mean, I cheer all the time. Like, I love it. And in a movie like this, it's totally different. It's like Ice-T is he's not really a bad guy. Actually, he's been dealt a bad card. So you want to see him survive. It's totally two different things. In horror movies, especially, if it's a piece of shit, it's a douchebag. You can't wait for them to die. In a movie like Surviving the Game, you want the hero to win on that one. But you also want your bad guys even better, though. But,
yeah, Burke from Aliens, Paul Reiser character.
Didn't give a fuck.
You kind of.
But me and my kids were watching Aliens the other night, and Lyric was she couldn't wait for him to die. Every time he came on screen, she's like, "Fuck you, man." she's 18, by the way, and so she was very excited when Paul Reiser. But I forgot how much I hate Paul Reiser in that movie until watching it.
It's all about the backstory.
It's always yeah. Just like anything else.
Good question, though. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I was.
All right. Well, so thank you again. Thank you for joining us. We are your clerks. We're out of here. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. Until next week, we are your clerks. Good night, and we will see you next Tuesday.